All right, what is going on, guys, gals, aliens, and degen freaks? Welcome to Dano Crypto. Sorry, we started just a little late. We're making sure everything looks good. We're checking the internet, checking all the connections, checking all the things, and yeah, we almost had our daughter live on camera dancing, and luckily we had it on the first loading screen. So, but it would have been funny nonetheless. But also we had to eat, man, because we kind of started late with the late dinner, and we were feeling a cheeseburger. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes a cheeseburger can just like hit so good, and will just cure any depression, any woes that you have. And also I was eating bananas earlier, but no bananas for dinner. No bananas for dinner, but we have been seeing bananas everywhere in the charts, and thinking about bananas because of the banana zone. All right, so let's make sure we are actually getting a solid connection, because we might, I hope we're not, yeah, let's see. I want to make sure we are not on like tethered internet or something like that. It's looking good. Let me know, guys, if we're like lagging out or anything like that. I think we're good. It looks like we're solid for the most part. Let me make sure we're on here. Okay, streams, current bitrate. Okay, it says it's good connection. All right, well, welcome all 14 of you. If we can get the likes up to 10, that would be absolutely amazing. We can start this show. We're just going to go through the charts. We're going to look at Bitcoin as it stands right now, look at some of the altcoins, and we're going to go through some of the news. All right, looks like it's sounding good. Shout out to all you guys who are tuning into this second live stream of the day. And we're just going to keep this one pretty short. We streamed way too long earlier today. We almost went for almost 2 hours, which is unnecessary, I think. But we had like 40 people watching, which is kind of breaking one of the records of just like a solid viewership, concurrent viewers of 40 people. I know for, some of you guys that have watched, bigger channels, and, they have maybe like 1,000 people watching. Well, those same channels just had between 10 and 40 people watching at a point of their growth. So that's what I like to give myself as the hopium, as giving myself the sweet hopium juice. But you have to do that sometimes with some of the things that you're working towards, or whatever it may be, trying to gain it, learn a new skill, or you're learning about something, and you need to give yourself a little bit of that extra confidence. And so you have to just push through. You gotta persevere. You gotta push through. All right, so let's check Bitcoin right now. Make sure you guys are getting this stream up to 10 likes, because once it gets over 10 likes, YouTube loves to push it out. We actually push it out. We push it out. All right, so let's go to the Bitcoin chart. We have the gold chart up. If you guys caught my recent video that I released today about the banana zone, and if you're new to the channel and you'd watched that video and you clicked on the link that brought you here, welcome. We do these live streams Monday through Friday, 11:30 Eastern Standard Time and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Monday through Friday, and we keep it consistent. And so right now, as it stands, Bitcoin finally is starting to, now, guys, it's skirting around. Tell you what, earlier today, it got real bullish, and then it started to get a little bearish. I was like, oh no, are we going to start breaking back down into 62.7? But now I think that we're starting to get a little bit more momentum above 65,000. At least it looks like in the short term. And so we're trading up on this Bollinger Band. If you're looking at the Bollinger Bands, and then we'll take the Bollinger Bands away, and then we'll get the ribbon on there, the EMA ribbon, and the EMA ribbon is looking like we are getting some bullish movements as well, because once we start trading in the green here and we start going above these moving averages and we pinch into what is the Fibonacci retracement level of the 786 is where we are headed. If you look at where the retracement is down at the bottom, then you can see that we broke through the 618, and we have a movement trying to test up to the 786, which is the 66,600 level. So if you're looking at a good take profit is at 66,006, and also at the top of the W pattern, if you see on the 4-hour here, which has been forming on Bitcoin and has been forming on a lot of the altcoins, and we'll go into some of those that have had that pattern, one of them being Solana, and some other ones as well. And so you can see that we're kind of on a clear trajectory now, according to the MACD. The MACD's looking good. MACD's looking pretty bullish. We got nice histogram. We got a cross on the MACD, which could lead us up into this territory, doing something like that. Maybe we can get a little swoop over, and it should give us some momentum. Seeing that sell pressure go away, a little bit more inflows with the ETFs. We got more ETF inflows, really now surpassing back over 400 billion, getting really a nice influx of that institutional buying, which is ultimately pushing the price. It's not retail. It's just us in our bubble, and then also the institutional crypto, now call them enthusiasts, that are buying up Bitcoin like crazy. So this is what is happening right now with Bitcoin. And if you had watched the video that I released recently, we pointed out that Bitcoin is now breaking out of what we think has been an overextended bull flag from the cup and handle, which has been forming on the daily pattern. So or the daily time frame. So if you look at the daily time frame and you were to kind of zoom it out, you can see that, if the chart will load, there we go. You can see that we're forming basically this nice cup and handle pattern, and this is what we are looking for as the breakout, is the depth of the cup, which can be measured like this. You take here and take the trend line and pull it from where, and it looks like it would be ending at around 96,000 as one of the first stops, I think, on the breakout, the true breakout, when we start getting in the zone. And when we talk about the zone, it's the banana zone. And so we're looking for that. We can see it really playing out because of what we see in the flag pattern, and basically almost kind of like an Elliott wave pattern. And this would line up with how the previous cycles have had these momentum waves, 500 and peaks about 518 days after the halving. So we're in this perfect time to where we still have a very short window of us to still accumulate some of these altcoins. And this is our kind of thesis, our bull thesis for taking profits around in 2025, between January and even going into as far as April and May. Because who knows? I mean, we might have some type of crazy super cycle going into 300,000, and we've had this chart right here. It's the Binance chart. Yeah, so we had the Binance chart on the daily, and if you mark on September's dates through all the way back to 2020, we'll expand this and look at the banana zone. And this was, we would have to go on the Bitstamp chart to show you that data. But look, you can see it, at least right here. We wanted, this is the most important, is when you take this and you put it here, then you get the measured move of the breakout and price discovery mode in the zone. And I think the peak, my personal opinion is that I think the peak is going to be 326,000 in 2025 around March or April. And then altcoins are just going to be flying. Altcoins are just going to be flying at that point. And I think what we're going to see is, if you're looking at the dominance of the market and also the market cap of the entire market, excluding Ethereum and Bitcoin, if I can find it. Where the heck did it go? There it is. This is the total market cap of what happened in the previous cycle, got up to 1.1 trillion. Now, I think and then this was our little teaser. And it's funny, this also, you can consider this almost a cup and handle too on the daily, in that we're seeing a breakout of a W pattern to test up back up into us having a 1 trillion market cap total, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. And a lot of that, I think, is going into SUI. It's going into Solana. It's going into Tron. It's going into like things like, top altcoins. According to CoinDCX, Ethereum, Chainlink, Polygon, Tron, XRP, Solana, Cardano, SUI, I think is obviously in that list as well. If you were to judge it off this altcoin index of strong coins being Thorchain, Ruin, Sei, SUI, Phantom, XRP, Immutable X, Aptos, Stacks, ICP, Fetch, FET AI, which is now ASI, Near Protocol, Sol. So we're getting back up into that dominance, doing that flip where we have a dominance flip between, if I can easily find this, the Bitcoin dominance here. And if you're looking at it on the daily and see what it looked like in where we had this little pump in March, it was at 53%, and then the ETH dominance was at 19% around this time. It was like 19%, then went to 18%. So it's really interesting that we're going to start to see like an interesting flip of dominance also going into Solana. When we see that flip of dominance going into Solana, it's going to be very, very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. This is where we're going to, I think, see Solana start to go towards BNB prices of about $500. And you can see, according, if you're looking at it on the daily, you're like, man, that looks like it's like way, way up there. But yeah, it's because Solana might actually get like 1 trillion of liquidity injected into it from something. We got, maybe all of a sudden it gets not a trillion, but it gets billions. Didn't mean to say trillions. I was almost like Dr. Evil. It was like $1 trillion. Going, I don't know what I was talking about. Not trillion, billions. Because you think of BNB, 87 bill. Solana's at 73 bill. And then Ethereum being 317, just trumping, both of these combined. So if Solana and BNB even gets a quarter of what Ethereum has in terms of injection of liquidity, then this is nothing. These prices are nothing. BNB could get to $1,000 before Solana does, but Solana would be just right on track to going into that direction. Now, put some ones in the chat if you agree. Put some emojis in the chat. Put your Pepes in the chat. Yes, turning on the crypto printer. Yeah, guys, go after this live stream. We're gonna end it in probably just about maybe like 10 or 15 minutes. We just wanted to, you know, keep on track, show you guys what's happening with the markets, show you some of this some of the breaking news, if any at all. And after this live stream, if you guys can go and watch the video that I just released about the banana zone and leave your comments down below in the comments section, and make sure you share it to all your socials and stuff like that so people can understand, and they can, you know, start to understand you a little bit more and wonder why you're always talking about Bitcoin and why you've been trying to orange pill them. Might help a little bit. Might help just a little bit. All right, so since we're on the section of the Bitcoin altcoin analysis, we will go through the watch list. We have this watch list of the 2024 and 2025 bangers watch list. A lot of this, you know, is some old stuff, some things that are controversial, and also things that we just think are probably going to do fairly well. And it's a simple list. It's nothing too crazy. But it's got Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. We have Dogecoin, we have Tron, AVAX, Shiba Inu, Chainlink, Polkadot, Near, Litecoin, Sui, Uniswap, Pepe, Pol Token, IMX, Kronos, Injective, Arbitrum, Optimism. More optimism than Arbitrum, I would say, in my opinion. And then Phantom, Ruin, Brett, Radium. And if you're wondering, I did a little quick description for like kind of each one. You know, Brett is the #1 traded meme coin on the base chain, which is Coinbase's layer 2 for Ethereum. And then Radium is a decentralized exchange swap protocol that's on Solana. Ponky is a underrated top tier meme coin that is on Solana. And then you got Nakamoto Games. Nakamoto Games is a game studio and a dashboard platform that has its own token and kind of arcade-like ecosystem. Vulcan Forge is its own AAA game studio and has its own ecosystem and chain and all of these different things, and just super active Discord and multiple NFTs and lands and metaverse things going on with Vulcan Forge. So when crypto gaming really starts to hit the run along with Bitcoin, this thing also, I think, with NAKA is going to do really well. And then we have Orca, which is basically the same thing as Radium. It's a Solana DEX. And then we have PayPay, which is the Chinese version of Pepe, which inspired a lot of the meme tokens that we are all speculating and trading on currently right now. And then we got Stargate Finance, which is a bridging protocol, staking protocol. You can do a lot of things with this with multiple different chains. It's just a multi-chain, omni-chain DeFi protocol. I think I'm super bullish on it. And it usually trades up really well when we start to see the altcoins run. SCG just starts to run. I think it went up one time 60% in a matter of 24 hours. It was just like on a daily grind, 60% whenever we started to see some movements. And then we have XYO. If you've been following this channel, we've been pretty bullish on XYO. Just for the fact that we kind of have a soft spot for it. It was like one of the first Ethereum smart contract cryptos we found and mined for the first time using the Coin app and things like that. It was the crypto for us that taught us about crypto. And I'm sure you have a coin like that or an experience with a particular coin where it was the one that got you into crypto. So put those coins in the chat, whichever ones those are for you.
You know, it's different for everyone, but for me, it was XYO, and then we have Kendu Inu, and Kendu Inu is building off of the narrative of the success of Shiba Inu, and claiming to be the next one. And so sorry, Pepe. Sorry, I went past. So Pepe is the Chinese version of Pepe. So it's basically just playing off of the aesthetic and the culture and of Chinese culture, but just with Pepe, but Chinese. So it's pretty simple. I mean, it's simple as that, you know. And I think why is that we've always had that background China FUD that, you know, China's always been stronghold, stonewalled on crypto. But I think the more that they start to loosen up and we start to get the floodgates and that China money coming in, then that is where we're going to start to see the whole entire crypto market start to add trillions and trillions into the crypto space, where, you know, basically one company, just like NVIDIA, is the size of the entire crypto market. So this is how early me and you are to these things right now. We're massively early. We're massively early. You have to kind of put your brain into that type of mentality that there's still millions and millions and millions of people that are not exposed to crypto, but they will be. They will be. And so this is just a nice short list. I mean, it's not financial advice, but it's how I'm trying to handle a little bit of what I'm looking forward to in the next 6 to 7 months. All right, so let's go to some breaking news. And guys, make sure you're going to dancurtisnews.com. I feel like I need to change. I'm probably going to change this domain, and it's not going. I mean, you could probably type that in. It'll still link to it. But really, I'm going to see if danocrypto.com is available. And if it is, then I'm probably going to just have my website be danocrypto.com. I'm deciding this now. All right, so did this post? All right, cool. That posted. All right, sweet. So if you want to watch this video on X and you're primarily an X watcher, go on there and repost it and make sure you share that with a friend. All right, so we have to watch this. We're going to watch this together.
Good evening, everybody, and thanks for coming out tonight. We're the Maxis, the #1 Bitcoin-only band in the world, and this little number is very special to us. Take it away, boys.
Take me to the moon, to the bank in cyberspace. You're the only one no central wanker can debase. In other words, scarce and true. In other words, Bitcoin, I love you. Fill my heart with sats and let me stack forevermore. You're the only asset that I dream of, I want more. In other words, hodl strong and hodl well. In other words, haha, never sell.
We came together over our shared love of BTC, good music, and our utter contempt for all shitcoiners. What a bunch of total fucking morons. Here, Max Kaiser on the trumpet and Tucker Carlson on the keys. Each and every one of us is a proud Bitcoin maximalist.
Fill my heart with sats, let me do the Bitcoin cruise. You're the apex in the race, we're headed to the moon. In other words, fuck the rest. In other words, second best.
I love the laser lights. It's awesome. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. If you guys don't know, it's a meme coin. It's a meme coin, and I believe it's on Solana. Like, I have to double check. I'm certain, but I need to just double check real quick. Yeah, Tucker. It's definitely, yeah. It's got to be on Solana. Yeah, Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson. And look at this coin did really well. It had some little pumps here, April and May. Sitting at support right now, but that's from this particular project, and they've been basically unmatched with their video content, mimicking and parroting like Michael Saylor, Rob Paul, all of these people. Like, they across the board, no one is safe. Almost like South Park style. It's really, really good. It's really good. If you're wondering what Tucker Carlson was. All right, so check this out. We saw this as an indication that Bitcoin is going to start going wild. Is that Coinbase is currently down. I don't know if it's still down. I haven't checked my own personal Coinbase, but... Yo, we got J Money Crypto. Shout out to J Money Crypto. Everyone go subscribe to J Money Crypto's channel. And shout out to all the people that came into this second live stream of the day. Sometimes I feel a little crazy doing 2 live streams when I can keep it consistent, doing 2 live streams each week. Feel a little crazy. But if you guys enjoy it, I enjoy it. All right, so let's see. Donald Trump calls for Nancy Pelosi to be prosecuted for insider trading. So, yeah, it's always real fishy when... Nancy's trading record is just like 100%. I mean, it's just like she doesn't lose. She knows when to short. She knows when to sell. She knows when to buy. It's just like magic. So let's see what Donald Trump said.
And Nancy Pelosi has a little problem because her husband sold their Visa stock. They had a lot of Visa stock one day before Visa was announced that Visa is being sued by the Department of Justice. Think of that. Nancy Pelosi sold vast amounts of Visa stock one day before the big lawsuit that we all read about a few days ago was brought against Visa. You think it was luck? I don't think. She should be prosecuted. Nancy Pelosi should be prosecuted for that.
I think this is why, and it's my personal opinion, I think this is why this man is so vilified, is because, and sadly, a lot of those people have lost their lives doing so, and there's already been multiple attempts, and so the people that he's pushing against are basically, he's like saying, look, I'm not afraid to put you in jail. So these people are they're shaking in their boots. That's why they don't want this guy president, because then their scam that they're running on the American people is going to come to an end, or at least some of it, or at least a big portion of it will start. And that's what the whole drain the swamp thing was really all about, was to make sure that there wasn't mass manipulation of the American people by these slush funds of using our taxpayer dollars to then fund said wars and all these crazy mandates and just all of this stuff. And, I watched a video of Andrew Tate where he was kind of explaining this. He's like, they just got away with it. All these politicians, they get away with it, and you still vote for them. It doesn't make any sense. And, and he breaks down all the things that, this administration basically made us do and made us feel bad, and guilt psyoped us into this mass change of the way we viewed our lives in such a short amount of time that it was so fascinating that people were literally touching each other with just the elbow and say and like were afraid to high five because you thought you were going to kill grandma. And so that was pretty insane, and it's almost like we're so mentally PTSD'd from that we don't want to talk about it as like how serious it really was. I mean, if you came out of that time of 2020 like out alive, for one, and out with your family, or came out like came out of it, like, thank God on you. I mean, like, God bless you, because, dude, some people got killed and have died, and also are still trying to play catch up from the past 3.5 years. It was brutal. It was massively brutal. And I know you guys are thinking the same thing. You're like, yeah, it kind of was. It was pretty crazy. And so the fact that we've been able to keep it together, and then we're trying to still fight, against this, to where we don't get manipulated like that again, because now all the truth is coming out. All the lies are being exposed about all of that stuff. And people like Nancy Pelosi, Elizabeth Warren, Janet Yellen, Gary Gensler, the people that are basically anti-crypto, but then also they're just anti-freedom. They're only operating for their own agenda, which is part of the deep state. And I'm not crazy to say that. All right, so Alex Becker is funny. He said, if you're a man, you don't you don't get to drink espresso martinis. And it's funny because I was watching people at a bar recently order these espresso martinis, and they do look good. They look really delicious. I mean, they're very tempting. He said, stop it. Order black coffee and pour Jack in it. So if I see you drinking one of these at the next crypto event, I will beat the crap out of you. He said, namaste. All right. So Plasma, shout out to Plasma. Pepe will bring down the monopoly on money. You could be right. Could be right. All right, so like we said, we're in the banana zone, and then let's since we're getting a little, I don't know if what we're talking about. What's funny is what we're talking about is not political. It's a matter of morals and injustice. It's like when you're manipulating people that bad, it's just a matter of like a basic human rights at that point, like, because it was such a mass psyop to a massive global extent, where I almost feel like we went into a different dimension. I don't know if you guys feel like that, but I feel like we went literally into a different dimension, right? Because things don't feel the same; they're different. We're in a different place in the universe right now. I don't know where Earth went, but it went into some weird part of the Milky Way. Wherever it went in the Milky Way, I'll tell you what. This part of the Milky Way. All right, so, but besides all that, it's business as usual, regardless of who wins the presidency. Because if you look at this chart, historically, from 2012, after every halving and presidential election, it's business as usual. The market just goes up. And so this is what we're anticipating for that money supply being printed from all of these countries, all of these currencies. They will be the yuan, the yen, the euro, the Canadian dollar, the US dollar. They're printing all of it. So then they can go into the market and make money. Because what do you do when you get to print money? When you're a country that gets to print money, you're not going to hold it because you know it inflates. So what are you going to put it in? What are you going to put it in? You're going to put it in the markets. And so guess what? The banks want to get ready for that. And it was breaking news that Gary Gensler actually okayed BNY, Bank, BNY Mellon, SEC approval to offer Bitcoin and crypto custody services. So that's really cool. That's pretty cool. I like that. That's bullish. All right. We're going to go to the quote of the day real quick. We actually now added a new quote of the day. And so let's go to it. All right. So, and this I think represents well how you need to handle yourself and